and you see now that you've been wrongly arrested, mistakes have been made, you have a very common name, and there are a gajillion Francisco Martinez's out there.
This is one of those cases that makes your stomach drop. Imagine living your life normally, and suddenly you're arrested. Not because of what you did, but because of your name. That's exactly what happened here. A man named Martinez, who couldn't even speak English without an interpreter, was dragged into court for something he had no connection to. The terrifying part? If the mistake hadn't been caught, he could have sat in jail indefinitely. This case isn't just about one man, it's about how fragile the justice system can be when bureaucracy replaces common sense. Stick around, it only gets more shocking.
Morning, Mr. Martinez. You have a very common name, and there are a gajillion Francisco Martinez's out there. Unfortunately, there is someone wanted in that jurisdiction that has your name, and you see now that you've been wrongly arrested, you're going to be released today. The fear is that this continues to happen. So I don't know, there are methods out there, and Mr. Kim, you say there's a letter that he can get.
Yes.
What we're gonna do is, I cannot give you legal advice, but I'm going to have your lawyer that we've appointed to represent you tell you how you can take care of this so that it doesn't happen again. So we're going to process you out. You should be out within hopefully the next 4 to 6 hours. Ricardo will tell you how to go about getting a letter so that this doesn't happen again. Do you have any questions? Did you want to add anything, Ricardo?
It's fair to say, Judge, it's just a bad situation.
Se justificó sobre el juicio de este señor fue arrestado y no es él.
Yeah.
Not a good situation.
Yeah, I mean, mistakes have been made, and I don't know, I guess the arresting officer, I don't understand why they wouldn't do just a little bit deeper dive.
Well, when they're on the field and it's obviously an arrest in the evening, is us being one of the few agencies that's truly 24/7, is that they can only confirm by teletype for whatever the fugitive division.
Notice how calm the judge is when he explains, yeah, it's just a common name mix-up. You'll be out in 4 to 6 hours. Sounds simple, right? But imagine hearing that after spending time behind bars, treated like a criminal, just because you share a name. It almost feels routine, like the system has accepted this as an inevitable error. Think about it. If this can happen to him, how many others are out there waiting for someone to notice? The judge tries to reassure him with a letter fix. But should citizens really need paperwork just to prove they aren't criminals?
And so with it's most commonly name and date of birth, and statistically that should narrow it down, but it's just,
I mean,
because you can't take photos, or you can't send
have mobile apices?
for that when they get processed in, but that only brings them in for, again, the same name and date of birth, but you can't trade mugshots with the demanding jurisdiction. Because the teletypes can't support images. And so ultimately it's only what the text is, and that text is the name and date of birth. So
On that sense, Judge, would his fingerprint goes with
That's and that's why I was, they've got these mobile apices that.
the mobile thing where they could just test them and see if it's his prints or not.
sure, but the majority of warrants, the way they're sent by teletype, again, a thumbprint can't be imaged in a teletype.
I got you.
So even if, so yes, there is a thumbprint, but there's no way
The
to.
thumbprint should be able to verify who this person is, whether they have the correct date of birth.
But
Mugshots.
that only corresponds to the warrant for the demanding jurisdiction if they have something to match it against. So that's the issue is, yes, they can pull it up on our side, but it's the same way even for our parole violations is they can't check on scene, especially at 1 a.m. That's why we're the second check, is that we're able to verify if there's a thumbprint, mugshot, etc.
You're going to be released here momentarily. I'll have Ricardo tell you how to take the next steps though, okay? All right, good luck, Mr. Martinez. Thank you.
Here's where it gets wild. The officer admits they rely on old-school teletype checks. No photos, no fingerprints, just names and dates of birth. That's basically like identifying someone with a sticky note. They even admit mugshots and fingerprints only get verified later. So in real time, You're just at the mercy of the alphabet. And here's the kicker. Technology, like mobile fingerprint scanners, already exists, but not every department uses them. That gap between technology and policy is what ruins innocent lives. It's a chilling reminder of how outdated systems create modern-day nightmares.
No, I don't know.
Oh, sir, I'm my bad. My bad.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
You know what?
okay,
You're
you know what? How are you?
Amazing.
I'm sorry?
Amazing, sir.
I hope. I really hope. You know, you've got a lot of stuff going on. And wow. All resolved.
All resolved.
What happened?
I know it.
Everything got dismissed.
Everything's done.
So no more probation.
No more probation. I'm tired of that.
Did you learn anything? If you learn one thing leaving here today, Mr. Copeland, patience. Patience goes so far in life. When you are confronted with someone who's an a-hole, exercise patience. You know, it don't matter. Even if you're right and they're wrong, with your record, if a cop rolls up to you, they will probably hard-pressed to take your side.
The judge finally says Martinez will be released, but notice the subtle weight in his words. He knows this could happen again. That hopefully 4 to 6 hours still feels like a punishment when you've done nothing wrong. And the promise of a letter? That's just duct tape on a broken machine. The system shrugs, the man walks free, but the fear lingers. It's almost like telling him, congratulations, you're innocent for now. That's the uneasy reality. And it leaves you wondering, is freedom in our system something you earn or something you have to constantly prove?
Because of your record, you know, but if you exercise patience, right, or walk away, if you see a situation that's getting out of control, it's really going to serve you well. You know, I cannot tell you how lucky you are, really, that you're with this. You were on probation for an aggravated robbery with the where was it, the arson?
Arson.
Yeah.
Took a 10-month jail on the MHA for the arson.
Is that what it is? But he's got sufficient credit that you're probably walking out of here today, right, Mr. Cope? But what I'm saying is patience goes a long way. Even, you know, if you get into a pissing match with an officer, anyone that has a power of arrest, who's going to win? Right. Every single time. I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're wrong. You're still going to get it. So just patience. Tuck your tail. And, you know, if you ever have an issue, come back to me and I'll help you too. If you ever need help, come back to me here and I'll do what I can to help you out. If you need, you know, shelter. I mean, I can't give you money, but, you know, whatever. If someone's messing with you in life, come back to me. We can try to work it out somehow. You know, I can give you a lawyer. We can work things out somehow.
Now the script pivots. The next guy walks in and casually drops that everything's been dismissed. No probation, no jail. The vibe completely flips. The judge goes from bureaucratic damage control to motivational speaker. It's almost jarring. And here's what's fascinating. The courtroom becomes less about law and more about life lessons. From patience to avoiding fights, the judge is trying to rewrite this man's mindset in real time. It's human, it's raw, but it also raises a big question. How much of justice is actually rehabilitation? And how much is just luck of the draw?
It really goes a long way.
I'm just serious. You asked me what I've learned. I've started to let things go more than I did 2 years ago.
It's great.
I've started to just learn to let things go instead of, you know, someone does something that sometimes you just gotta walk away. Like I'm dead serious about that. I'm not joking.
You know what that's called, right? Mature. You're growing up. And part of growing up known is the fact that you recognize, hey, shit, if I get into this situation, I'm not gonna win. You get into it with them, you're never gonna win. It doesn't matter. So just don't. Walk away. Come here. I'll talk with you. We'll hang out. Whatever we need to do. The other thing is this, is that if you're ever in a car you smell like dope, you smell like alcohol, it's not gonna go well too. You're pleading now to this DWI. This DWI is gonna go on your record. Understand that from evermore, you get pulled over, and you smell funky, it's not gonna go well. You understand?
Yes.
You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement, Mr. Cope. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country. You're giving up the right to appeal. When you plead guilty, that's it. I want to let you know one more thing. So what did he ultimately plead to?
So he ultimately pled on the MAJ for the arson. He pled to the 10-month state jail sentence.
So you pled to a state jail felony, or does he have a third degree on your record? Because I want you to understand that if you have a third degree on your record and you pick up a serious felony, the next time you could be a potential 15 to life case. So that's why I'm saying if you pick up a serious felony, it could be a minimum of 15 years. All right, how do you plead to the offense of DWI?
I plead guilty to driving while intoxicated.
Find you guilty, I'll send you to it. What are we doing? So 3 days, 121? 121 days credit, Mr. Cope. I really wish you the best of luck, man. I hope you go out there, start working, killing it, making a ton of money. You know, really, that's what life's about, buying nice things, right? Get out there and make the world a better place, all right?
How come you know where your boat's at today?
No, I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I'm my bad. My
it's
bad.
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
it's okay. You know what? I got to change it up, you know?
Okay.
But we're trying to look good for you. All right, my friend.
Thank you, Your Honor.
180 days.
This part feels surreal. The judge stops being Your Honor and starts sounding like a father figure. Patience goes a long way, he says, warning about fights with cops, bad influences, and life choices. On one hand, it's wholesome. On the other, it shows how fragile second chances are. One wrong move, one bad encounter, and the same system that let him go could bury him for decades. That contrast between the stern law and the personal pep talk really highlights how justice can swing between harsh punishment and unexpected compassion, depending on the moment.